portfolio today. So we want to talk a little bit about what is the purpose of a portfolio. The purpose of a portfolio, there are sort of two ways that we recommend students think about building a portfolio. One of them is an academic portfolio, and what that entails is really building a portfolio that encompasses your academic journey. So documenting your professional growth as a student by talking through some of the things that you're learning in your classes. So it might be helpful to, in the portfolio, list the class and then document that particular class by adding what they call artifacts underneath that particular tab. And what that could include would be anything from a paper to a project, an Excel spreadsheet, it might be a brochure, it could be a PowerPoint presentation, but it could be any of those types of things to support the learning you're doing in that particular class. The portfolio example that Career Services most often advocates for is the professional portfolio. And what that includes is documentation of both your academic journey, but also your professional journey. So what is it that you're hoping to get into after graduation? So appealing to recruiters, appealing to managers or supervisors, and utilizing that particular portfolio in the job search process. So we really wanted you to think about, as a student, when you're building a portfolio, is which type of portfolio do you want to build, and really what is your purpose? Is it to demonstrate your academic growth, or is it to utilize in the job search process? Alright, so what should you include in a portfolio? Certain things that you could include in the portfolio could be a resume, but let's take a look at an example here. And we'll pull up an example that I have. The example that I'm going to show you here is a former undergraduate nursing student who created a portfolio for us. Her name is Rebecca. Rebecca included in her portfolio a resume. So she has a resume link in here. One thing I would certainly recommend in the portfolio is if you do include your resume, you might want to include it as a JPEG so that the employer could see that document without having to open your document as well. The other thing too is you can see Rebecca included her link to her portfolio or to her resume as a Word document. What I might recommend in the portfolio is adding it as a PDF. So if the recruiter or the manager opens that document, they're going to see the document as you intended it. So just a note there. She also included letters of recommendation. She included a list of volunteering and activities that she participated in while she was a student. A celebration of life dinner. So something that she participated in, she wrote an article about it and then also kind of described the event by including some pictures as well that the recruiter could take a look at. She's included a link about continuing education, professional conventions that she attended, articles that she's written in her philosophy of nursing, honors and awards. You can see a nice long list of things that were here, artifacts included, and then also a list of references as well. So Rebecca has some really good information that she has included in her portfolio, things that you could also consider. A few other things that you could consider, I'll kind of pull up here on the next page. Here's an example of my portfolio that I created through D2L, but I want to show you this particular example. Also includes under a Career Development Facilitator course tab that I created, a description of the course that I took, the topic areas that we covered, what the class entails, but then I also included artifacts from the class. So week 5 we created a career style interview report, and then week 6 we did an application of theory project. So this is really where you could include papers, projects, evaluations, those types of things from your actual courses. So just wanted to kind of show that example to give you an idea of something else to include. So I mentioned, kind of going back to the last slide here, what resources can you use to develop a portfolio? Well, all UW Oshkosh students have access to portfolio through D2L, which is what I was just kind of showing you there. So let me go back to that here real quick. So this is an example of a D2L portfolio. So I just did a quick example here. So on my introduction page, just a brief description of who I am, a little bit about me. I also included a video, or embedded a video. It's an introduction video. And the reason I did that is I just wanted to show you that you could embed video. I'm not saying that you have to on your intro page, but just the versatility that you have within D2L allows you to also post a video as well. I also created, like I just showed you, my Career Development Facilitator course, included some course information there. I also included my resume, and again, like I noted before, you could put in a description, and actually the picture of the resume allows you to kind of show off that document without the employer having to click open. I also, let's see. Yeah, so you have that there. I didn't add, but I should have added to this page, and something I could go back to do is actually linking the actual document here, and that's something I could go back and do. I have a professional development tab, so here I have a list of all of the professional development things that I have participated in the last few years. Teaching that I have done, so teaching courses and listing the topics or experiences that I have had there. Some of you may have experience with publication, so I did list that just to give an example. Some of you may have participated or have taken the Strengths Quest assessment, so I did list what my top 5 strengths are, but then I also kind of listed what some of the bullet points were that best described those strengths for me and how I kind of buy into those, or how they might be helpful to me in the workplace. So I did kind of tailor that section a little bit as well. And then I also added a tab called social media. So just another way for people to connect with me. And this is just something that we add or talk about with our other students as well. So just something to think about. You also have access to a Folio 21 through Titan Jobs. However, I would recommend going the D2L route or looking at one of the websites called Weebly or Wix.com. And let me kind of show you here one of those. So Wix.com is a great website to go to. You can really create your own website. It's pretty user-friendly. In the class that I took over the last semester, some of my classmates did use Wix.com to create their web page. I have also seen students use Weebly. What's great about Weebly is also very user-friendly and also very customizable. So certainly something to consider as you create your portfolio. All right, so let's take a look at how should you share your portfolio. There are definitely a few ways that you can share your portfolio. One of them would be on your resume. So in that header section that we talked about in the last podcast, you could potentially list your link to your portfolio there. I have seen students use their portfolio in cover letter to encourage a recruiter or a manager to really take a look at more information about you as a candidate. I've also seen students use it in the actual interview. So either bringing with you an iPad or with you your laptop with your portfolio ready to access as you're answering questions, pointing to those artifacts or to those parts or pieces that you want to showcase. So just a few different ways that you can certainly share or use your portfolio in the interview process. All right. Let me go back here. Sorry about that. So if you have questions about setting up a portfolio or really want to make sure that you get some feedback on it, you certainly can connect with me. You can see our phone number there, that 920-424-2181 number. You can call to make an appointment. Or you can email me. If you have a link and you'd like me to take a look at it and give you some feedback, certainly feel free that you can email me and we can go from there. Thanks for taking the time to listen, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.